Right now, I'm looking at the asset card list on CryptoWatch. I'm looking at some of the top coins right now, looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. And one of the cool things about this feature on CryptoWatch is you can actually flip through these cards, check out the price, check out the chart, flip through, see the performance for 1 day, 1 week, a month, a year. And then you can also go through all the top exchanges and see, who's providing the most liquidity at this point in time. It's a pretty cool feature of CryptoWatch. Another great thing about CryptoWatch is I can just scroll down here and see some of the top news stories of the day. And right now we have some of the top news that Turkey is announcing plans for national blockchain infrastructure. North Korea is building its own cryptocurrency. So this is pretty interesting. Some major countries right now are actually building blockchain infrastructure for their economies. And you can see that the world is taking blockchain technology seriously. So this is why I like CryptoWatch, because I can chart, I can trade, I can see the news, I can flip through asset cards, I can check everything I need to check all within one platform. I don't have to use anything else. I do everything from one place, and I don't have to log into exchanges either. And that is why I've been using CryptoWatch for the past couple of years. And you guys can create a free account if you click that link below. Bitcoin is currently putting in a bullish hammer as we're coming towards the end of the formation right now. So if you guys have been watching this channel, we've been keeping a close eye on the blue 21 EMA and the yellow 100 EMA. And every time we range above the blue 21 EMA, it acts as a sell point. And every time we range at or below the yellow 100 EMA, it acts as a buy point. And right now we have this hammer that is ranging not only below the 100 EMA, but also above the 21 EMA. So this is getting quite interesting. Volume is starting to pick up a little bit right now. The market is definitely ready for a major break, but we're going to have to see how this plays out. In order to see some real changes in this market right now, we need to break above the blue 21 EMA and actually hold above this level and break above the downward sloping resistance point. Otherwise, what's most likely going to happen is if we do range above this level, it will act most likely as a sell point once again. As we've seen, every time we range above the blue 21 EMA, it just acts as a sell point, and then we will be looking to sell back down into the yellow 100 EMA here, and then possibly range into this area. So still nothing has really changed here. We're seeing some interesting action. We're not really ranging above the blue 21 EMA all too much. We're not really ranging below the yellow 100 EMA all too much. We're still sitting smack in the middle of this formation right now. I personally still think it's more likely that we do break to the downside of the descent and triangle formation. But of course, if we start to range up towards the downward sloping resistance and we can actually manage to hold above the blue 21 EMA and break above this level, then everything changes and my analysis begins to change and I become much more bullish at that point. Although, of course, our most critical resistance is still at $11,000, and we've seen resistance at $11,000 many times here in the past. So overall, we're still pretty neutral here in my opinion. We'll have to see how this plays out. So real quick, I just want to talk about Ethereum and Litecoin, and then we're going to move on to XRP. Ethereum did get some nice support off of $165, which is this previous support level of the consolidation before the breakdown. We saw support here come in multiple times, and we also saw resistance along this level as well. And now we're getting some support along $165. Also, Litecoin is finding support along the resistance point of the consolidation before the breakdown, and also this breakout area as well. So interestingly enough, both Ethereum and Litecoin are finding resistance right now along the yellow 100 EMA. The yellow 100 EMA is acting as current resistance right now. The yellow 100 EMA on the 3-day chart for Ethereum and Litecoin is going to be my indication for a major pivot in the altcoin market. If we get above that level, then most altcoins will continue to get moves in this market. If we get rejection off this level, then very likely this was just a reaction rally in the altcoin market and not a true alt season. So this is how I'm treating the altcoins right now, is the yellow 100 EMA, which is acting as resistance for both Ethereum and Litecoin, it's going to be my indication of whether alt season is truly starting or not. So I'm not convinced yet that alt season has started, but if we get above this moving average, then it could be much more likely that we see continued rallies in the altcoin market. Now, XRP, obviously, XRP is a little bit different. The behavior of XRP is a lot different. XRP is very stable. It has a very, very high supply, and it's meant for bank transfers. So the actual use case for XRP kind of implies stability. But either way, this is a classic descending triangle pattern. We have horizontal lows and lower highs. So technically it is bearish, although we are starting to see a lot more accumulation happening here. If you're looking at the volume signature, looking at the 3-day chart, there is a lot more accumulation taking place at these levels. And, XRP is starting to see a little bit of a bounce right now. Also, the yellow 100 EMA as well for XRP acts as a sell point. Every time you get above the yellow 100 EMA for XRP, that is really a sell zone, right? You start to see rejection at that point in a return. So in my opinion, it's actually likely that XRP does continue to see moves to the upside. And I do think that we will most likely range above the yellow 100 EMA. Most likely 40 cents is going to be the peak of this run before getting some rejection at this point. So we'll see. We'll have to see. I think most likely we're going to see some move like this for XRP and just continue this pattern to the downside. Now, of course, if XRP can range above the downward sloping resistance, at that point, you would be changing the behavior of the formation, and very likely you'd see some major volume coming at that point, and XRP could be in for a major move if you can get above 40 cents. But for right now, it's most likely that XRP is going to continue this pattern, find resistance at the downward sloping resistance. I mean, XRP is a great asset to trade because you buy at 20 cents, 25 cents, and you sell at 40 cents. And that's how it's been pretty much this entire time here. So we'll see. If we get above the downward sloping resistance, then at that point, I would say it's very likely that XRP could see some major moves, right? But for now, I think it's, most likely we're just going to see a routine move up to the downward sloping resistance before a sell-off. So in my opinion, XRP does have some upside potential right now, but very likely we should be holding within this formation, and we'll see how it plays out after that. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Most of the altcoins are sitting at a major pivot point right now. Alt season could begin if we see continued moves above the 100 EMA on the 3-day chart for Ethereum and Litecoin. Also, right now, Bitcoin putting in a bullish hammer candle, and we'll see if the market wants to see continuation or not. Right now, we are still sitting at a neutral point right in the middle of the formation. So there's not all too much I can say. Not much has changed just yet. Personally, I still think a breakdown is likely, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. If you like this video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that link below if you want to sign up for CryptoWatch and create a free account. I'll see you guys in the next video.